It's 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 topics in about 10 minutes for Friday, July 12th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. It's our Friday 5, the 5 big stories of the week as we head into the weekend. Item number 5 this week, you don't get much bigger than World War III. NATO keeps moving in that direction. NATO meeting in Washington, D.C. this week, celebrating its 75th anniversary and announcing a new military command at Wiesbaden, Germany, to coordinate training and equipment donations to the military of Ukraine. This is intended to make Ukraine's military more interoperable with NATO's. NATO also saying this week that it's putting Ukraine on an irreversible path to membership in NATO, which, of course, Russia has said is absolutely a non-starter as far as Russia is concerned. Now, Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said this does not mean NATO's taking an active role in the war between Ukraine and Russia. I'm sorry, that's nothing more than magical word salad intended to say, no, we're not actually fighting against Russia. We're just supplying the training for the troops and the equipment for the troops and a launching base for the troops. I'm sure Russia will draw the distinction there. Not. Meanwhile, China and Belarus engaging in rare joint military drills. This is inside Belarus on the Polish border. This began Monday, will run through July 19th. The exercise dubbed Eagle Assault. Belarus says it's in response to Ukrainian provocation. Even though this is on the border with Poland, it's only 40 miles from the Ukrainian border as well. This is significant because now we've got Chinese troops, China representing a nuclear-armed power, just like Russia is, on the border of a hot war zone. What could possibly go wrong? Meanwhile, Poland has signed a military cooperation agreement with Ukraine. This includes the formation and training of something called the Ukrainian Legion, a volunteer military unit to be comprised on Polish territory, formed, trained, and armed on Polish territory, equipped by what Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky calls our partners, meaning NATO. Again, you can say whatever magical words you want to say, Jens Stoltenberg, but from a Russian perspective, this sure looks like NATO, which includes United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Western Europe. Sure looks like NATO's taking an active role in this war, and with China now deployed on the ground just 40 miles away from the border of one of the countries involved in the war, we are moving closer and closer to World War III. Topic number 4, chaos in France. This week we saw an odd situation, I think we in America can relate, where a popular conservative coalition gets the most votes, but only gets third most seats out of the 3 coalitions coming into Parliament. I mean, here in the United States, it would be roughly equivalent to looking at a map of the United States, the counties carried by President Trump in 2020. Anyway, you get the idea. The far-left NFP coalition won 182 seats in the Assembly. Emmanuel Macron, President Macron's Assembly, the centrist coalition called Together, returning 168 members of Parliament, and the far-right National Rally, 143 seats. Again, the National Rally Party getting the most votes of any individual party, but when you break down the coalitions, you've got 3 blocks roughly equal and none with anywhere near the 289 seats needed for a majority. So, who's going to form a government? Nobody knows, because in France, unlike Germany, Sweden, where they're used to forming coalition governments, this is not the norm in France. Usually, because of the 2-stage runoff election system, some party generally emerges with a majority. They're not used to negotiating and compromising to form a government. So at this point, what happens next in France is anybody's guess. And this is relevant because France is also a nuclear power with a seat on the UN Security Council, veto power in that body. So what happens in France does have global implications. Topic number 3, Joe Biden. All week long here in the United States, we've kind of been fixated on will he or won't he, that is, drop out of the presidential campaign. President Biden says no, he's staying in, reportedly, this because of the insistence of First Lady Jill Biden, who appears to like the perks that come with being First Lady, and Hunter Biden, who reportedly is now included in a lot of the strategy meetings at the White House, with staff members inside the White House asking what the bleep is going on here. That's essentially the quote from the, the sources cited by the corporate media. People inside the White House wondering why the president's son, with all of his legal issues and very well-known now peccadillos, getting anywhere near the White House. Good question. The president trusts his family, and he's listening to them. New York Post reported this week that the president's doctor, his personal physician, met with a top Washington, D.C. neurologist, an expert in Parkinson's disease, 8 times in 8 months. Now, what that means, we don't know. The White House claims that the president has tested negative for Parkinson's. He doesn't exhibit some of the physical characteristics of people who suffer from Parkinson's, but there are other obvious signs of cognitive decline that may relate to other forms of dementia. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to speculate, but there are similar things that I've witnessed personally in people who are close to me. So my mother, to be specific. I think the bigger story here is that these stories are being leaked out to the press. The pressure is ramping up on President Biden to drop out, most prominently, just within the last 24 hours as we're recording this, by actor George Clooney, who was reportedly in contact with Barack Obama before he publicly called for President Biden to step aside. And apparently, Mr. Obama was okay with that announcement. Democrats realize they have a problem, and the problem is that the guy that they dragged across the finish line in 2020 no longer wants to listen to their advice. Topic number 2, world depopulation. Another story this week, and I don't think I focused on the key element of this story when I talked about it earlier in the week, and that was the speech by Klaus Schwab, director of the World Economic Forum, founder of the WEF, speaking at their recently concluded summer meeting in China, told his followers that ushering in their globalist agenda will require humanity to be forced into a collaboration with the World Economic Forum, specifically forced into collaborating into depopulating the planet because of climate change. To save Mother Gaia, we need to reduce the world's population from roughly 8 billion down to 1 or 2 billion. That is what they mean when you hear limits to growth. That's the title of a 1972 book that argued for that kind of a radical depopulation agenda. Now, the world is already going to suffer a population decline after about the middle of the 21st century. Not sure that for the globalists like Schwab, that's fast enough. Population's supposed to peak at about 9 or 9.5 billion and begin to fall at that point. There are some demographers who think we may not reverse that decline once it begins. But again, if they want us to get down to 1 or 2 billion quickly, that will require some active measures. Again, we will need to be forced into this, obviously, because the question that comes to my mind, probably the first one in your mind too, is who gets to decide who lives and who dies? I don't know the answer to that question, except that I'm pretty sure that it's not you and me. Coming up, police in Washington State break up a big theft ring of Legos. I mean, that's what they were stealing. Next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible book, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, in the Lynette Hill special offer. This amazing opportunity includes the brand new book by Lynette Hill, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, that details her harrowing journey from a prognosis of death to her own awe-inspiring restoration after discovering God's path for true healing, maximizing immunity, and supporting recovery. But that's not all. This unbelievable collection also includes my book, Unlocking Eden, with companion DVD that reveals the true underlying root cause behind why millions of Americans are suffering a health crisis epidemic right now completely unnecessarily. From the importance of detoxification, unburdening metabolic pathways, and maximizing methylation, the Unlocking Eden book and companion DVD collection is filled with groundbreaking information that can help you revolutionize your health and your life. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $35, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity right now, but it's available only while supplies last, so don't delay. You can visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Lynette Hill special offer.
Item number one today, you just got to wonder if the police said Lego the Legos when they made this arrest. On July 3rd, the Springfield Police Department in Oregon executed a search warrant at a store called Brick Builders, because, Legos are called bricks. This is in Eugene, Oregon. The Springfield Police Department's Crime Reduction Unit, after a lengthy 3-month investigation, found evidence that the owner of Brick Builders was knowingly purchased new unopened sets of Legos that had been stolen from other retail stores in the area. Now, before you think that's a lot of time and effort to invest in an investigation for some stolen bricks, bear in mind that they found and recovered more than $200,000 worth of Lego sets. That's 4,153 Lego sets found at this store. That's a lot of boosted bricks. Police artist released this representation of what will happen to the criminals. So it looks pretty accurate. If people invested the amount of time and energy into legitimate pursuits as they do in stuff like criminal activity, they could probably make a decent living. Well, this week on Skywatch TV, we're talking about a serious topic that affects far too many families here and around the world, and that is cancer. Lynette Hill miraculously recovered from what was essentially a death sentence. Her diagnosis of cancer back in 2020. Her book is Overcoming Cancer. It's part of this special offer that you'll find details on in this week's program. You can watch it right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always available at our website. You can also catch it over the air this week. Our partner Christian Networks broadcast dates and times and places posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also watch it right now on your set-top box, Roku or Apple TV, if you have the Skywatch TV channel set there. You can also watch it over the internet, youtube.com/Skywatch Television or rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or better yet, download our free mobile app to your smartphone or tablet, and you'll guarantee that we never get canceled. It bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech, has other features as well as like a calendar of upcoming events, audio Bible with multiple translations, a place to donate if you're so led, and a link to Skywatch TV's streaming video site for our documentary films. All of that in the palm of your hand, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire that you're carrying. And we got links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10. You can find us on YouTube at 5 in 10 or X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallops, Dr. Greg Reed, Tom Dunn, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be doing a book signing for her new book, Walking with God. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.